Good afternoon. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 4 is raised over 3 areas as Typhoon Marce gains strength and approaches Northeastern Cagayan. Based on Pag-asa's 11 a.m. bulletin on Thursday, November 7, Typhoon Marce was spotted 115 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan, carrying maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 215 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northwestward at 10 kilometers per hour. Signal number 4 is up over the northern portion of Cagayan, including Babuyan Islands, the northern portion of Apayao, and the northern portion of Ilocos Norte, where typhoon-force winds may bring significant to severe threat to life and property. Signal number 3 is raised over Batanes, the rest of Cagayan, the rest of Apayao, the rest of Ilocos Norte, the northern portion of Abra, and the northern portion of Ilocos Sur, where moderate to significant impact to life and property are expected from storm-force winds. Signal number 2 is hoisted over 8 northern Luzon areas, where gale-force winds may bring minor to moderate threat to life and property. 10 other areas in Luzon are under signal number 1, where strong winds may bring minimal to minor threat to life and property. According to Pag-asa, Marce will make landfall and traverse or pass very close to Babuyan Islands and or the northern portions of mainland Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, and Apayao from Thursday afternoon until Friday early morning and November 8. However, the State Weather Bureau emphasizes that regardless of landfall area, potentially life-threatening conditions due to typhoon-force winds, storm surge, inundation, and torrential rainfall will be experienced in the Babuyan Islands and the northern portions of mainland Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, and Apayao. After passing over the northern portion of northern Luzon, Pag-asa says Marce will continue moving generally westward and exit the Philippine area of responsibility Friday afternoon or evening. Kamala Harris is conceding the 2024 U.S. presidential election to Donald Trump as she encourages supporters to continue fighting for their vision for the U.S. In a speech at her alma mater, Howard University, Harris says that while she concedes this election, the fight that fueled her campaign continues. She also mentions how she had already spoken to Trump to congratulate him on his victory.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power. While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Trump spokesman Stephen Chung says the president-elect, in a call with Harris, acknowledged her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. Meanwhile, the White House says Biden had spoken to Trump, expressing his commitment to ensuring a smooth transition and emphasizing the importance of working to bring the country together. Harris was once viewed as a potential savior for the Democratic Party after President Joe Biden's re-election campaign stalled. She trailed in every battleground state to Trump, a man she described as an existential danger to the country's foundational institutions. Trump appears to be on track to win the popular vote for the first time in his 3 campaigns for the White House, even after 2 impeachments, felony convictions, and his attempt to overturn his previous election loss. The United States top diplomat in the Philippines says strong bipartisan support from Washington will make sure the 2 countries remain steadfast friends and ironclad allies regardless of who sits as U.S. president. In an interview on Wednesday, November 6, U.S. Ambassador Mary Kay Carlson was asked how a second Donald Trump presidency will shape the relationship, especially in view of Manila's lingering maritime dispute with Beijing. In response, Carlson recalls that the first pronouncement of support coming from Washington for the historic 2016 arbitral ruling voiding China's claims happened during Trump's first term. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration invalidated China's claim to almost the entire South China Sea, ruling that Beijing's assertion has no basis in international law and violates the Philippines' sovereign right to fish and explore resources in the West Philippine Sea. Carlson also stresses that U.S. assistance to the Philippine Army had been enjoying bipartisan support in the U.S. Congress. She emphasizes how the support was shown in bills providing some 29 billion pesos for the modernization of the armed forces of the Philippines and another 7.1 billion pesos for improvements in the 9 Philippine bases that American troops can access under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Meanwhile, Philippine Ambassador to the U.S. Jose Manuel Romualdez says ties between the two security allies would endure under any U.S. presidency and that it would remain stable under a second Trump administration. According to Romualdez, he sees both countries will strengthen not only its bilateral defense cooperation but also its economic ties. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.